Hey everyone, in this video we'll learn how to use logarithms to determine the half-life of a compound. So first let's talk about what a half-life is. So a half-life is simply how much time it takes for an amount of a compound to be cut in half, to have half of what you started with. So in this case, when we're talking about compounds that decrease in amount, we're talking about exponential decay, the opposite of exponential growth. Exponential decay is where the amount of whatever you have decreases over time. So let's use the formula a of t equals a sub 0 times e to the kt, the formula we learned in the last video. And we know that k is the constant we have to find. We know a sub 0 is the initial amount we started with, and t is time. So this will make sense with an example. Let's say we have the substance carbon-14. So carbon-14 is a very popular chemical substance. It's found in a lot of places in nature. And carbon-14 has a half-life. So it has a half-life of 5,730 years. So that means that carbon-14 naturally decays over time. So let's say in year zero, let's say you start out with 100 grams of carbon-14. So amount of carbon-14, let's say you start out with 100 grams. That means after 5,730 years, it will be cut in half. You will now have 50 grams. So for going from 100 to 50, that's minus 50%. And then after another 5,730 years, so 5,730 plus 5,730, so 11,460 years, it will be cut in half again. What's half of 50%? That's 25. Oh, half of 50 grams is 25 grams. And after another 5,730 years, so after 17,190 years, it will be cut in half again. What's half of 25 grams? That is 12.5 grams. So the half-life of carbon-14 is 5,730 years, because after every 5,730 years, the amount of carbon-14 that you have halves after each iteration of 5,730 years. So the half-life is 5,730 years, and that's what the half-life means. So now let's talk about the half-life when it comes to this formula right here. A of t equals a sub 0 times e to the kt power. So just a couple of things. We know that a of t, so let's just go ahead and actually copy and paste this down here. Okay, so this is our formula. A of t equals a sub 0 times e to the kt. We know for carbon-14 in particular, assuming t is in years, so t will be years, we know a of 0 equals, so let's say we start out at 100 grams right here. So 100 grams, let's say a of 0 is 100. And now a of 5,730. So remember, 5,730 is the half-life. So that means a of 5,730 is going to be 50 grams. Remember, after 5,730 years, we have cut our amount in half. We're now at 50 grams. Okay, so that's what we know so far. We know a of 0 is 100, and a of 5,730 is 50. So let's go ahead and try to find our constant k right here. So a of t equals, what's a sub 0? What is the initial amount that we start with? Well, that is just 100 grams. We start with 100 grams. So 100 times e to the kt. 100 times e to the kt. And let's go ahead and just find a of 5,730. So a of 5,730 equals 100 times e to the k times 5,730. But what is 5,730? We said that this was 50 grams. So we're going to substitute a of 5730 with 50. So 50 equals 100 to the e times 5730k, 5,730k. Good, and then we'll go ahead and divide both sides by 100. So divide both sides by 100. So 50 over 100, that's a half. So a half equals e to the 5,730k. And then to solve for k, we can take the natural log of both sides. So ln. So ln of a half on the left side, ln of a half equals, the ln and the e cancel out. You have 5,730k. And then finally, to arrive at k, we just divide both sides by 5,730. And we have k equals ln of a half over 5,730. And that is our k. And there we go. That's how we find k. And you might notice that just in general, k will always be ln of a half over your half-life. So I'll just write half-life as HL, half-life in years. So this will always be your k. So if you know the half-life of your substance, then k, your constant in the function, in the exponential function, it will be ln of a half divided by that half-life. So that's a more general formula. And also, you can find the half-life by rearranging this formula. This also means that the half-life is ln of a half over k. So once you find k, then you can also find your half-life. So let's go ahead and just plug this back in our formula up here. So we have a of t, we had a of t equals 100 times e to the kt. We can just go ahead and copy and paste this now down here. So if we replace k, with ln of a half over 5730, we have a of t equals 100 times e to the ln of a half over 5730 times t. And we can just go ahead and rewrite it like this. We can use the power rule to bring the t over 5,730 on the outside. So that means the e and the ln cancel out, and the 1/2 drops down. So we have a of t equals 100 times 1/2 to the power of t divided by 5,730. And there we go. That is our function. That is our function in the most simplest form. A of t equals 100 times 1/2 to the power of t over 5730. And that is our function for determining how much carbon-14 we have at any given point. So if we go ahead and plugged in a of 3 over here, A of 3. So after 3 years, this would tell you how much carbon-14 you have. 3 over 5730. And you can go ahead and plug this in your calculator, but it's not too far off from 100. In fact, if we plug this in our calculator right now, a half to the power of 3 over 5730, and then times 100, it's about 99.6. So A of 3, it's about 99.6. So it's decayed a little bit after 3 years. We went from 100 to 99.6, but it hasn't decayed by that much. But we know that the half-life is 5730. So after 5730 years, from year 0 to the year 5730, we'll go from 100 to 50 grams. And every 5730 years after that, we'll lose another half, and another half, and another half. So that's how half-life works with exponents and logarithms. So I hope this video helps, and if you have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comments below, and thank you for watching.